We must always grow in our faith. We must always try and seek that state of growing, never, you know, standing still in a certain position, but always growing in our faith with Jesus. And one interesting thing I've discovered about growing in Jesus and growing in God is that in order to grow spiritually, in order to grow in God, we must be aware and we must be partakers of God's divine nature. That is such an interesting, beautiful thing. In a sense that God, not only did He rescued us from hell, saved us from sin, but He's also willing to share His moral character, His holiness, His goodness to us. And we, by our part, we need to actively seek that. We need to actively try to be like Jesus every day. And that is how we grow spiritually in Him. To grow spiritually means to know Him. Know Him not just intellectually, but know Him at a deeper level. Know Him relationally, seeking a relationship with Him. And to grow in Him, therefore, is to pursue His character, to pursue the traits that Jesus had. Second Peter makes a list of traits that we should aspire to, and that is godliness, moral virtue, brotherly affection, brotherly love, perseverance, self-control, but most importantly, love. And so, to grow spiritually means to actively be a partaker of God's divine nature. It means to constantly try to be like Jesus, to pursue His character, His traits, and in that way we can grow. And most importantly, to grow in Jesus, to grow in our relationship with God, means to be deeply connected and rooted to the source. Because how can we grow if we're disconnected from the source? It says in the Bible that Jesus is the vine and we are the branches, and the branches are always connected to the vine. So let's grow, let's advance, let's not stand still. Christianity was never about receiving salvation and that's it. It is a constant state of spiritual growth, trying to pursue actively every day His holiness and His perfection, because just as God is perfect, we are made to be perfect. Just as God is holy, we are made to be holy. And that is why we should actively seek spiritual growth